So welcome everybody. We are looking at the third chakra this week, Maṇipūra chakra. So this is the solar plexus, and it's located just at the base of the rib cage, and it's the center of our willpower and our self-esteem. It affects our digestive system and our metabolism. So it's very much to do with burning off impurities and toxins in the body. And we'll do that in our yoga practice today by using a series of twists. So we're literally wringing the toxins out of the body. And it's a good idea to drink plenty of water. So once we've freed off toxins, we can flush them through and out of the body by drinking water. So that's worth remembering that. So the mantra is, my inner fire burns brightly, cleansing and energizing both body and mind. And I know that's one of the longer ones, so I will say that round for you when we get to that stage, once we've settled. So it's associated with the colour yellow, this one. And the colour yellow is obviously that lovely sunshine colour. It stimulates mental activity, but it also, we've got someone else joining us now. Hello, Barbara. She'll come on in a minute. So it stimulates our mental activity, but it also has an effect of relaxation. So it's like a twofold effect. And we can think about the sun and those rays bringing energy, vitamins, upliftment, and a feeling of well-being. So taking Tadasana, our comfortable Tadasana, with the feet flat on the floor, thighs parallel to the earth. So obviously, depending on what our chair is like, we might need something elevating under the feet. So maybe roll the shoulders back, close the eyes, or soften the gaze. So we'll start with those sighing breaths, inhaling through the nostrils and sighing the exhalation out through the mouth. Letting go. And then allow the breath to settle, coming into a comfortable and natural rhythm for you. Bring your focus to all the points of contact where the body meets the earth, so the soles of the feet, the sitting bones, the backs of the thighs. And using the breath, with each exhalation, allowing the weight of the body to soften and surrender into the earth. And from that connection to the earth, we can send our roots down, and on inhalation we can grow tall. So lengthening up through the spine and up out through the crown of the head, as if someone's pulling you up by a piece of string. The sides of the body also lengthen. We can gently draw the shoulders back and down, creating space between the shoulders and the ears. Slight lift coming into the heart. The chin is just drawing back slightly, so the head is naturally in line with the spine. And just checking that we're not gripping or holding on to tension, so the facial muscles are nice and relaxed. The jaw soft. And your tongue just gently resting behind your lower teeth. So bringing the awareness then back to the ebb and the flow of your breath. Observing if we're using the nostrils or if we're using the mouth to breathe. No judgments. And following the breath as it moves in and around the body, noticing any subtle movements. And then expanding the awareness of your breath into the whole body. So experiencing the whole body breathing. We're bringing prana, that life force energy, to every cell of our being. So we'll join our hearts and our minds with one sound of Om, that sound of the universe. So it incorporates the past, the present, and the future. So listening and feeling that vibration, that resonance as it fills the room, then we can add our own voice, our own energy to it. So bringing the hands to Anjali Mudra, the prayer position, slightly holding the hands here, or we can use our arm movements with the breath if that's useful. Start taking some deeper breaths in preparation. Inhaling. And into that beautiful sound of unity, we bow in gratitude to yourself for investing this time in your own well-being, but also in acknowledgement and gratitude to each other as we join together, supporting one another as the Kula, the community, releasing the hands, lifting the head, and gently opening the eyes. Okay, I just need to move something off my screen because Cliff's disappeared. I think it's because we had an extra member join. There we go, that's better. Put that down there. Okay, so we're going to start with some palm tree movements. So we're just swaying, moving the body. We bring the arms up, fingers loose, elbows nice and soft, and we just gently sway in the breeze. You can start to rock from one sitting bone to the other as we start to get that movement coming into the sides of the body like a wave. And we can start to twist from one side to the other. We can begin to lower the hands down a little bit to chest height as the arms become to get a little bit heavier. And then when you feel ready, you're just going to start lifting them up again. So you can just feel this movement coming into the whole of the torso. Waking up the whole body, lovely. And then we're going to gently lower the hands all the way back down. Notice how the shoulders are feeling, and then releasing the hands into your lap. Oh, so that's warmed us up nicely. So we're going to start with our toe bends. So we bring the heels to the floor, and we're also going to spread the fingers, palms spread nice and wide. So as we bend the toes, we make fists, thumbs in, and then we lift the toes, spread the fingers, and then we bend the toes, make fists, thumbs out. So you're just alternating between thumbs in and thumbs out, coordinating that with the toe bends, just for fun. Lovely. And then with the thumbs in, keep the hands still. We're just going to release the feet back down, and we'll do our rolls for the wrists. So just gently rotating in the same direction. Pause, and then we'll go in the other direction. And then opposites. Nice, and then opposites again. See who's awake. Good. And then a little stretch to the inside of the wrist. So fingertips towards the floor, a little stretch to the inside there. Good. And the other side. And then shake it out. Okay, so we're going to go back to the ankles now. So either lifting the right leg or lifting both. And we're going to do some rotations into the ankles. Other direction. And then point the toes and flex. Do that twice more. Once more. And if you're using the right leg, you're going to swap to the left, and we're going to do that rotation again into the ankle. If we're doing both feet together, we can now do opposites. Pause, opposites in the other direction. Good. And then point and flex, and point and flex. Once more. Lovely. Releasing the feet down. I'm going to do a little bit of stomping. So holding underneath the right thigh. Be careful if you haven't got anything under the foot and you've got a hard surface. We're going to do 5 releases. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Notice the difference. So go to the other side. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Little bit of knee circling. So back to the right side, just gently working into the knee there. And the ankle stays nice and relaxed as we do this. Other direction. Pause. Lowering the foot down, we go back to the left side. Knee circles. And the other direction. And releasing the foot down. Okay, we just get a little bit into the hip now, so lifting up through the right side again. Again, if it feels too strong, just visualize that we're moving into the hip. And the other direction. Nicely done. If we wish, we can take hold under the right hand and just ease the leg around, see how that feels. If we're feeling pretty strong in the abdomen, you can explore straightening the leg. Good. And rebending and bringing the leg back round. Nice. Okay, we'll do that on the other side. So circling into the hip. And the other direction. Invitation for that hip opener. So taking hold of the leg underneath the left hand, opening up the leg. Option, straighten the leg. Very nicely done. Don't hold the breath. Bending the knee, bring the leg back and releasing the foot back down. So now we can do a little bit of marching, a little bit of running, a little bit of skipping, and come to stillness. Lovely. So the legs are definitely fired up now, ready to work. So we're going to do some side stretches. Obviously, we're going to start working into some twists. So this is our Trikonasana stretch. So stretching up through the left side. So you can really anchor down through that left hip, stretching up through the fingertips. So you get that stretch through the whole side of the body. Gaze towards the palm if the neck feels okay. Keep breathing. Keep stretching. Very nice. And then we can lower this hand to the outside of the right thigh and we can stretch up through the left side. So again, root down to rise up. Find that stretch in the side of the body. Good. And this is where we start that twist. So we bring the hand down to the back of the chair. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, we're using the hands as a little bit of a lever to twist round. So we do that with the breath out of the lungs, so there's more room to move. Inhale, lengthen again, so we haven't slouched in the spine. Exhale, you may get round a little bit deeper. Try not to overextend with the neck. It doesn't matter what the neck's doing. We're looking for the twist in the waist and the rib cage. And then come back to face forward. So it's quite a strong stretch, but nice one to use the chair so we can get round. So we'll do that on the other side. Stretching up through the right side first this time. Again, rooting down, finding that space, lengthening through the body, lovely. And then lowering the hand to the outer edge of the left thigh. Stretching up through the right, left. Getting my left to right, muddled up again. And looking towards the palm, and then bringing the hand to the back of the chair. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, we twist. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, we twist. And the inhale brings us all the way back to face the front. And then we're going to open up the front of the shoulders. So we're going to do our saw move. So bring the right hand behind us. Now, if that's too much for the shoulder, I had a nice little clonk there in my shoulder, then you just bring the hand to the belly. So what we're doing is we're sawing across the belly or across the lower back. So either the back of the hand, top of the hands on the back, or the palms on the belly. And if you're feeling flash, you can alternate between the two. And then you get a back massage and a belly massage at the same time. Good. Okay, so slipping the hand all the way across at the back if you can. You may even be able to touch the arm, but it doesn't matter too much. Just gives you a little bit more something to hold on to. As we then turn the head to the left, and we're going to nod the head if that feels okay. So gently lowering the chin, and then lifting the head. If that felt okay, we'll repeat. Lower the chin down, and then lifting the head. Come back to center and release the arm out. And just notice the difference. Bringing the left hand behind us now. Again, just checking if that feels okay. If not, bring it to the belly. And we'll start working. So alternates if that's suitable. Okay, and then slipping the hand all the way across. You may be able to take hold of the arm. Lovely. Turning to the right this time. If the neck feels okay, just dipping the chin down. And then lifting up. We'll do that once more if that felt okay. And then bringing the head back. And releasing the arm out. Good. So now we can work into the neck with our rotation. So dropping the chin to the chest, back of the neck long, left ear to left shoulder, right ear to right shoulder, and then the chin towards the chest again. So gently repeating that rotation. Try not to tilt the head back too far. Just coming side to chin to chest. Good, and then pausing the next time the chin comes round to the chest, allow the back of the neck to be long, and we'll go in the other direction. Right ear, right shoulder, left ear, left shoulder, and the chin towards the chest again. Pausing with the chin at the chest, so bring the fingertips into the back of the neck now, giving the neck a massage as we lift the head back to neutral. So we have those choices for our shoulder rolls. The fingertips can come to the shoulders, or we can bring the hands to the thighs. The inhale brings the shoulders up, the exhale draws them back and down. Pause, and then we'll work in the other direction. And then we're going to come into cactus. So bring the elbows out wide as high as the shoulders. Spread the fingers, draw the shoulder blades onto the back. As we exhale, dip the elbows down, coming into that W shape. So you should feel the shoulder blades draw towards each other on the back. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, we dip the elbows down. Inhale, lifting up, nice. Exhale, dip the elbows down and bring the arms all the way down beside you. Ooh. And just give the shoulders a little shimmy. Okay, so we're going to some side stretches again. So lengthening up through the right side. The left hand can support you on the thigh, or the fingertips can be towards the floor. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, we ease over to the right. Inhale brings us back. Exhale over to the right this time. Keep getting my lefts and rights wrong today. So just working with the breath. Maybe lifting the heart towards the ceiling. It feels okay. We'll do one more to each side. And then stretching both arms directly up towards the ceiling. So growing tall now. Root down through the feet, root down through the sit bones, get that stretch, and then we can climb. Very nice. Palms together. Draw them down to the crown or the heart, just acknowledging where the shoulders would like you to have the hands. Keep breathing. Interlacing the hands, you can bring them to the crown and work the scalp if that works for us. So just moving the scalp over the skull. That's it. And then melt the hands back to the heart. Lovely. So we're going to do some little seated twists from here. We just bring the fingertips just to underneath the chin. And what that does is it helps us from overextending into the neck. So inhale. Exhale, we're going to twist around to the left. So as you twist, keep the fingertips there. You might not come as far around as you expect, and you can feel that in the body. And then come back through center. Inhaling. Exhale, twisting to the right. Inhale brings you back through center. So just repeating. As we exhale, you're twisting to the other side. Rooting down through the sit bones, extending out through the crown of the head. So keeping the spine nice and tall. You'll begin to feel this warming up the sides of the body, getting into the rib cage. This is the part of the wringing out of the body I was talking about to release toxins. Okay, we'll do one more to each side. And then come back to center. We're just going to add on a little option of a forward fold. So this time, as we exhale and we're going to twist to the right, we can bring the elbow towards the left thigh. And as we inhale, we come back. And as we exhale, we can bring the elbow towards the left thigh. Again, just repeating a comfortable rhythm for you. Probably notice this getting a little bit more into the abdomen as we're bringing out a little bit further down the body. One more to each side, nicely done. And then come back through center. And releasing the hands down. So probably noticing some muscles in there that we haven't sort of worked with for a while. So we're going to do cat-cow and free off the whole length of the spine. So bring the hands to the tops of the thighs. As we exhale, draw the navel in, and we begin to round into our ball. As we inhale, draw the hands back, the shoulders back, lift the heart, lift the eyebrows for cow. And then as we exhale, we reverse. So if you've done a few of the cat moves and you want to come a bit lower, you have the option to either come down to the shins or all the way down to the feet. Again, just acknowledge what feels right, checking in with the head, checking in with the abdomen, and of course the back. Good. Making this one the last one, so we come all the way back up. Come into our back bend and bring the arms wide and bring the arms all the way up overhead, palms together, and exhale, bring the hands back down to the heart. So we're ready for some sun salutations. Okay, inhale, we reach for the sun. Exhale, cactus, lean forwards. Inhaling. Exhale, round through cat. Inhale, back bend for cow. Exhale, forward fold, just as far as comfortable for you. Inhale, we're twisting to the right. So you can bring the hand behind you like saw, roll the shoulder, and then option to extend the arm up. Nicely done. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, twisting to the left. Option for that arm to extend up. Palm facing the same way you're looking as if you're waving at someone. Exhale, forward fold, hands to the thighs, draw the shoulder blades back. Inhale, brings the arms up and overhead. Exhale, part the hands, lift the heart for the back bend. Inhale, palms together. Exhale, back to the heart. Resting breath. Nice. Inhale, reach for the sun. Exhale, cactus, lean forwards. Inhaling. Exhale, round through cat. Inhale into our cow. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, twisting to the right. Nice. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, twisting to the left. Maybe a smile. Exhale, forward fold. Nice. Hands to the thighs, draw the shoulder blades back. Inhale, brings the arms up overhead. Part the hands, lift the heart for the back bend. Inhale, palms together. Exhale, back to the heart. Resting breath. Okay, we'll do one more. You can have a watch if you've had enough. We can join in. Inhale, reach for the sun. Exhale, cactus, lean forwards. Inhaling. Exhale, round through cat. Inhale into cow. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, twisting to the right. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, twisting to the left. Exhale, forward fold. Hands to your thighs, draw the shoulder blades back. Inhale, brings you up, palms together. Exhale, lift the heart, back bend. Inhale, palms together. Exhale, hands back down to the heart. Close the eyes, just tune into the body. Notice your posture. So you might find that you found your sit bones and you're sitting up really tall through the spine. They're very neatly stacked, those vertebrae. It's almost like you couldn't slouch even if you wanted to. Notice the temperature of the body, the quality of your breath, any fluctuations of the mind. In no judgments. Notice your contact with the floor, with the earth. Do we have even weight from one side of the body to the other? And then releasing the hands. We're going to do our lift off. So we're going to do 2 as if we're going to come up to standing. And then if we have support, we can come up, lift off. Woo! Okay, so we're going to do some energy tapping. So make sure there's room around you, you're not going to hit furniture. So the feet should be slightly wider than hip width, soft bend in the knees, and just gently start tapping. And if it feels okay, we can tap the collarbone as well. And then slow it down. And then come to stillness. Okay, we'll start working with the arms. So extending the right arm out, we start tapping from underneath the armpit, come down to the hip, come across the centre, come up the centre line, top of the arm, turn the palm uppermost, inner edge of the arm, and shake it out. Nice. We go to the left side now, start tapping underneath the armpit, come down to the hip, across to the centre, up the centre line, top of the arm, turn the palm uppermost, inner edge of the arm, and shake it out. Lovely. Okay, so now we're going to start tapping the lumbar. So be careful here. This is the kidney meridians. So it's nice and gentle. We're not beating ourselves up. When we're ready, we're going to come down the outer edges of the legs, just as far as comfortable, and then we're going to come up the inner edges of the legs. So when you're ready, start tapping down the outer edges of the legs. And then start tapping up the inner edges of the legs. And then we can have those little heartbeat taps at our energy center. One more. And release the hands. So again, close the eyes. So just tune into how the body's feeling. You should be noticing that the body is nicely energized. So we're going to do our standing balance. I know balance isn't everybody's favorite. So obviously we've got furniture in the room. You might be able to come to the wall, or you may be able to use your chair. We're going to be looking at our eagle balance. So we'll go the same way. If we spread the toes on your right foot, just creates a little bit more surface area. That's your standing leg. So make sure the hip, the knee and the ankle are aligned. We're going to cross over the right foot with the left. So it's like you're crossing your legs and bringing the toes to the floor. Then we're going to squeeze the thighs. As you squeeze the thighs, imagine you've got a plumb line on your tailbone. So you're not tucking the tail and you're not sticking the tail out. You've got a plumb line. So you're sinking directly down. So again, you can have your chair, you can have your furniture. Squeeze the legs together. So by hugging into the midline, it creates a sense of containment and balance. We're going to bring the arms to cactus. So we've got the left leg on top. We want the right arm on top. As you bring the arms towards each other, you lift the elbow up and you can bring the backs of the hands together. I'll come a bit lower into view, backs of the hands or the palms. Or if the hands seem like they're miles away, you come in for the hug. But you're squeezing the hands towards the midline, squeezing the legs towards the midline. And if you feel that you're comfortable in your balance, you can float those toes off the floor. So we're squeezing, squeezing, squeezing. This creates an awful lot of heat as well. So we're using that fire to burn off our impurities, our toxins. Keep squeezing, keep breathing. And then the magic on this one is when we release. So as we inhale, we come up, we release the hands, we release the legs, and we release the mind. Very nice. Everyone feeling a little bit hotter? So we'll do that on the other side. Spread the toes on your left foot. Cross over with the right. Toes to the floor. Again, you can use your support. Squeeze the thighs towards the midline and plumb line the tailbone. So you just get a little bit more softening in the knees. Bring the arms up to cactus. So we've got the right leg on top. We want the left arm this time to come over. So backs of the hands, palms of the hands, or the hug. Squeeze into the midline. Steady as she goes. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Option to float those toes off. Now we're looking directly forward. So it's a bit of a wobble when you've got the arms wobbling. I realise that's a bit tricky. So you're just keeping the eyes fixed and the breath steady. So squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Just a few more breaths. Very nice. Inhale, lifting up, releasing the arms, unwinding the legs and unwinding the mind. Very nicely done. Okay, so we're going to do a standing forward fold now. So depending on how this is for you, you might not want to come forward too far. So we're just going to bring the hands to the tops of the hips here. We're going to tuck the chin towards the chest so the head is dropped, and we gently start to roll down. So if we just get down to the thighs, that's absolutely fine. But if you want to go a little bit further, you just keep going, curling down, curling down. You may get to the knees. Now we can have soft knees. We're not really working the hamstrings too much in this. We're just allowing the body to soften and surrender. So just you explore what feels comfortable. And when you get to halfway, you might want to rest the forearms on the thighs so that the head is still higher than the heart here. Now, if you still feel okay, you can go a little bit further and release the weight of the head. So just see what feels comfortable for you. Now, when you're down, make sure that you're breathing, you're not holding the breath. Be a little bit like a rag doll, so just be nice and floppy. You can do some sighing breaths here. And then to come up, we come up exactly the same way. So very gently unwinding all the way up. And the last thing to lift will be the head. And we're back up to standing. Okay, see how we're going for time. Excellent. So we're going to do some windmill twists now. We're going to use our chairs. We're either going to bring the hands to the seat of the chair, if that feels okay. I'll demonstrate first so you can see where we're going. We're going to bring the feet slightly wider. So what that does is obviously it gives us a little stretch on the legs, but it also means we're a little bit lower towards the chair. But we want to have that flat back. So we're actually bringing the hands to the chair and we're not rounding and we're not, we've got that extension forward. So we're going to bring one hand into the center, roll the shoulder, and we're going to come into a windmill twist. So if you feel that the head's going to be too low, obviously we just need a higher position. So you might be able to use the back of the chair instead. Obviously the chair would be around the other way. So just see what feels comfortable. If you can bring the hands to the chair, bring them there now. We're just going to rock forwards and backwards on the feet. So remember the feet are parallel, a little bit wider than your chair. We're just rocking. So you can just feel that in the hamstrings. Good. And then come to stillness. And we're going to bring the left hand in the center. The right hand can come to the hip. Now, if it felt nice and sore, you can actually do that saw move and bring the hand around to the opposite hip. Roll the shoulder as you now twist to the right. So you can keep the arm here. We've got that very nice twist in the shoulder. Or we have the option now to extend the arm up and spread the fingers. Lovely. Keep breathing. Lowering the hand all the way back down. Just rocking a little bit forwards and back. And then we'll do that on the other side. So bringing the right hand into the center, left hand to the hip this time, or we can bring that arm into saw and roll the shoulder. So you can see as you do that, you can get the arm a little bit further round, twisting and then extending the arm up if it's available with a smile. Beautiful. Very nice. Releasing the hand all the way down. And we can come into a little forward fold if that feels okay, releasing the weight of the head. Now you may get the head down to the chair, you may not, it doesn't matter, but it just means you can have a little bit of a resting breath. And then ease yourself all the way up. And we're going to come back to seated. Okay, just going to turn my heater down, it's a bit warm in here. Lovely, so hopefully the whole body feels like it's had a little bit of a workout. We're going to look at our breathing practice with the mudra, and this is where we'll use our mantra as well. So this mudra, we actually did it not so long ago. It was one called Linga Mudra, and it's to warm the body, but it's also boosting that immune system and helps to relieve any cold or flu-like symptoms. It looks a little bit like a candle. That's how I like to visualize it anyway. So what we do for this one is we interlace the hands. Now the important thing when we interlace the hands is that the left finger is on the top. So when you interlace, if you naturally interlace the other way, you'll just have to go the other way so the left finger is on the top. And then what you do is you bring the right thumb to the center, sticking upright, and then you touch the index finger and the thumb of the left hand together. So you've created that circuit like Yana and Mudra. So you just touch those together and it's like a little candle. We'll just come and have a little look. Everyone got that? Yeah, lovely. Perfect. So then we can bring the candle into our lap. So this one's actually more masculine energy. We looked at Yoni Mudra last week, which is more yin energy. This is more yang energy. So it's quite warming. That's it. Does it look like a candle? So just interlace the fingers there, Cliff. You've got your little fingers sticking out a little bit. There you go. There you go. And once we're settled, we can close the eyes. Now, if you were doing this one at home to practice for alleviating cold and flu symptoms, and I think you'll agree it's a fairly comfortable one to hold. You'd use it from 4 to sort of 45 minutes is what they recommend. I don't know why they said 4, but that's what they said, 4 to 45 minutes. So I'm going to just repeat our mantra so we can have that if we wish. So just holding in Linga Mudra. My inner fire burns brightly, cleansing and energizing both body and mind. My inner fire burns brightly, cleansing and energizing both body and mind. My inner fire burns brightly, cleansing and energizing both body and mind. My inner fire burns brightly, cleansing and energizing both body and mind. My inner fire burns brightly, cleansing and energizing both body and mind. My inner fire burns brightly, cleansing and energizing both body and mind. And think about releasing any mental repetition if you were repeating it. Releasing the hand mudra, acknowledging the effects of the practice mentally, physically and emotionally. Hopefully we're nicely prepared for our relaxation. So we should have done enough work for the mind and the body to be able to fully relax now for our relaxation. So make sure you're comfortable in your chair, or you can lie down if you prefer. Get yourself comfortable. We always set that intention that we'll remain awake. So and I'll make sure that everyone comes back at the end. I'll make sure I can see you all and leave you there for the rest of the day. Okay, are we all settled? So taking a couple of sign breaths when you're settled, just to release any tensions, physically, mentally. And take a moment to send the mind's eye around your body. So just checking for any areas of tension. And if you do need to make any adjustments to the position of your body, then do so now. Become aware of your breath, but don't change it. Just follow its movement, that natural rhythm, and accept how it is at the moment. And bring your awareness now to the brow center. And imagine that there's a slight contact here, as if you are gently pressing with your finger. And with your focus on the brow, you can now mentally repeat your sankalpa, your personal resolve, that intention that you've chosen for yourself. Mentally repeat it 3 times with conviction and feeling. And now look deep inside the heart space. And imagine there, deep within, a flame. This flame is a symbol of truth, light, and energy. It is a symbol of your true self. Gaze at the flame and see it quite clearly. As you gaze at the flame, you can see it expand and grow, spreading to fill the heart space with light. A light which has a healing quality. Allow the light now to flow upwards from the heart space into the throat and on into the head, so that it now bathes the inside of your skull and your brain in its golden white healing warmth, bringing healing to every cell. And now allowing the light to flow outwards from the heart space, filling the whole of the chest, bathing both your lungs and your heart with its white, golden healing warmth. And now the healing light flows into the shoulders, into the arms, flowing into the very tips of your fingers, bringing that healing to every cell. And the healing light flows downwards now from the heart space into the abdomen. So every organ and every cell in the abdominal space is being bathed in healing light. Warm, white, golden light, bringing healing to every cell. And now allow that healing light to flow into the pelvis. Every organ in the pelvis is bathed in healing light. And allow the light to flow into the hips, down into the legs, into the feet, into the very tips of your toes. So the whole body is now filled with healing light, and it's bringing healing to every cell of your body. So you may wish to return to some part of the body which is in specific need of healing. If so, return to that part of the body and allow this light to do the healing work. Or you can remain aware of the whole of your body filled with light, filled with a healing light. And now be aware of the light flowing outside of the body. So all around the body, this healing light is within you and all around you. Be aware of the pool of light that surrounds your whole body and feel that you are enveloped by the light. Say to yourself, I am created by the light. I am surrounded by the light. I am protected by the light. And I am sustained by the light. Now draw the healing light back into the heart space and visualize again that tiny, bright, steady flame burning deep in the center of the heart space. And as you gaze at this steady, bright light, be aware of your sankalpa. So bring it to your mind again and mentally repeat it 3 times with conviction and feeling. And on completing your sankalpa, the seed sets down roots and can begin to grow. So gently become aware of the physical body sitting or lying here, still and calm. Begin to externalize the mind, so become aware of sounds in the room. Become aware of the breath, so noticing the ebb and flow, the rise and fall of the abdomen. Start to breathe a little more deeply now into the abdomen, and as you bring yourself back, slowly start flexing fingers and toes. Slight movement coming into the arms and the legs. If you have glasses on, just put them somewhere safely in your lap. And on an inhalation, bringing the arms up overhead and have a nice, gentle, releasing stretch through your whole body. Keeping the eyes closed, you bring the arms back, rubbing the palms together, creating heat in the palms. We don't have to touch the face, but we can lightly hover the hands just in front of the eyelids. And as we open the eyes, we allow that energy and that warmth to flood in. Keeping the soft gaze, we release the hands away, taking a nice deep breath. And bring yourselves back into the room when you feel ready. We'll just check everybody's back. Yep, can see movement. Good. So we'll just finish with those 2 movements then with the breath. We bring the fingertips towards the earth, connecting to the earth. Inhale, palms to the sky, connecting to the universe. As we exhale, we lightly pause at the brow, the throat, and the heart. Once more, inhaling and exhaling. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti Om. Peace. Namaste. Thank you, everybody.